All right. Yeah. One more time.
What?
Wait, can we close our eyes and see? Wait, can we
Right.
close our eyes and see if we do it at the same time?
Ready?
All right.
Dude,
Pretty
that was
good.
pretty good. That's
Pretty
as good as we're
good.
gonna get.
Pretty fucking good. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Eventful start.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, the sports show, maybe 8 or 9, maybe 7. So we're gonna talk a lot about hoop today.
Yep.
Been a while. I don't do a lot of these anyway. Like, I don't have the time.
Busy.
So, but it low key, all that means is we're gonna have more things to talk about.
Yeah.
We're not making shit up just
Like-
to talk about it.
Look, you're a sports guy as much as anyone I know, and I know you're listening to First Take,
Oh,
Get
yeah.
Up, and all those guys. Dude, I can't watch it on a regular basis because it's like they're just pulling shit out of their ass, and it's like it's not entertaining to watch anymore. Like I saw they brought like Kai Cenat on the other day, and I was like, bro, like you can't be taken seriously if you're bringing on a guy who's never, like you can't tell me this guy ever played high level hoops.
Yeah.
At literally any level, and you're bringing him on to debate with ESPN's guy about who the GOAT is. Like, bro, that it's a clown show.
It's clip farming, It's
Absolutely.
a lot of clip farming.
But with the short form content now, like that's all people want to see is like what's going to get the most clicks. Like, oh, Stephen A gets pissed at Kai Cenat for saying LeBron's the GOAT. Like that gets fucking clicks.
Yeah, it gets a ton of clicks,
Yeah.
especially Kai Cenat. I don't know about you. I fucking love Kai Cenat as a streamer.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't watch a ton even. I just know that he's grinding, which I respect,
Yep,
Like, and I love Stephen A, like, as a personality. He's a fun personality to...
Yeah.
He's just, like, a lot of energy,
Dude, I'm losing Stephen A. Like I'm out on him.
It's just...
I used to be so.
There's a lot of Stephen A. He's everywhere.
Dude, he like if you listen to the shit he says, and I don't want to spend too much time talking about fucking Stephen A.
Talking
but like,
about the people that talk about sports.
yeah, but like he thinks like he's like fucking this with the players, dude.
I know.
Like he's like my sources are telling me so and so. It's like, bro, no one in the NBA wants anything to do with it. Like you obviously saw the video of Braun like
Yeah, that
fucking
was
putting his
crazy.
nuts on the guy's fucking forehead.
Yeah, that was a wild one. I didn't... Something must have been up, like, on the side of what we know. I feel like LeBron of all people understands that the media is doing what they do.
Yeah, but when you bring someone's son into it,
But
like,
it's like not bringing... His son was brought into it. You know what I mean? It's
I agree.
And even Stephen A's point of like, yeah, but like he was coming at me as a father. I'm like, you're all one person, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're his father, but he also are
Yeah.
very aware. You're keenly aware
Yeah.
of what it means when you're the greatest basketball player ever potentially, and your kid is playing on the same
Yeah.
team as you.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
are we playing dumb?
No, I get it.
Even being upset, I'd understand.
Yeah.
Vocalizing it to Stephen A. That's why I don't think LeBron's dumb. I think that I'm not calling him dumb. I think that maybe he said something specifically, like some source. You know when he's I got a source.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you were saying. I got a source.
Yeah.
Tell me he eat
You
the
think
table.
it was more than just that like clip?
It was more than just that clip, or something in that clip. There's something beyond it we don't know about. Like maybe he had a conversation with LeBron where LeBron said something like this, and he was like using the same words, or maybe when he said, "I know people that tell me he shouldn't even be in the league," and maybe Bron's just like, "I know that that's not true," or maybe he knows who the source is or something. I don't know this. I just feel as though there's more to it.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably more to it, and we'll never know. But
Right.
That's enough. We're done talking about it.
All right, yeah, moving on.
Moving on. Done talking about that.
So it's been a couple weeks
Yep.
since the trades all happened, trade deadline. I made a video on that, quick one. Just kind of reactions. Like it was like the night of, I think, of the Luka Doncic one, maybe the night after. So I didn't get to talk about, some of the other big ones that happened, Butler, Fox, stuff like that. But it's been a couple weeks. I guess to just start at the big one.
Yep.
I mean, couldn't have gone worse for the Mavericks so far.
No,
right?
I mean, and it's like, because I was having conversations with some of my boys who are pretty big hoops guys, and they're like, honestly, like if you look at it from like a team roster construction perspective, they're like, oh wow, like with how the Mavericks were currently set up, you're like, I almost like it more for them. I wasn't saying this because I've always not been I just haven't been a huge AD guy, and like. I'll get hate for this, but I'm the biggest Luka fan in the world. Like, I fucking love the guy.
Right. He's fantastic.
Being a slow, unathletic white guy, it's like
He's our guy.
That's my guy.
That's
dude.
Jesus,
like,
man.
Yeah, like I listen when I'm out playing, like I'm doing everything I can. Unfortunately, God didn't give me certain gifts, so when I'm watching this brother cook guys that can jump through the roof, like I love that. But anyways, so like you look at the Mavs, like after they made the trade, say they got no injuries, they've got Kyrie, Clay, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Gafford / Lively. Then you look at the bench, they got Christie, Caleb Martin, Spencer Dinwiddie, if you want to throw him in the mix, and then one of the other two centers. And you're like, first thing that jumps off the page, if you look at that starting five, it's like, this team's fucking huge. Like, I don't care, like, if Anthony Davis gets his feelings hurt, by not playing the 4, bro, he's a 5. He's 7 feet tall, and he's, like, at this point in his career, he's big bodied. He's not 19, 20 anymore. Right. Like, he's a 5. Like you can't be like, oh, I want to play the 4. Like, bro, like, you've only wanted, like, I don't know.
Do you know why he wants to play the 4?
Because he thinks he's a big guard. He, like, thinks he's KD. And, like, I mean, if you look back at that 2020 Lakers team that won it all, he played the 4 for that team. But, like, the way, like, that team was really positionless. Because, like, if you look back at that team, they started KCP, Danny Green, Braun, AD, and JaVale McGee. So they're, like, Braun was the point guard, which he kind of has played his whole career. But KCP and Danny Green are just 3-and-D guys. Like, if you look at that,
I mean, is he just like he doesn't want to guard the biggest guy type of deal? Like, I think is he just kind of out on
it was more of like an offensive thing. Like, he didn't want to be in the dunker spot. He wanted to be, I guess, more of like a catching the high post kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I didn't read too much into it. But if you looked after the trade, like, you could have made an argument like for this year, like, this might work better for the Mavericks' current roster. Because, obviously, yes, Mavericks went to the finals last year. And as I said, I'm the biggest Luka fan in the world. I fucking love the guy. And, just went to the finals last year. But, it almost felt like, you give Kyrie the full reins. And then who's scoring against this team? But beyond this year, like, this is maybe the biggest trade robbery I feel like I've ever seen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's pretty devastating. If you're a Mavericks fan, you just watch your team's future get thrown out the window, basically. It's like a win now move that, like, the fact that it arguably makes you better, like, you can't get arguably better in a move like that. Like, you need to get better.
It feels like that the GM, and this is I got an interesting fact about the Nico Harrison guy. It feels like he's got, like, little man syndrome or something. Like, he just wants to feel involved. He like no one knew who this dude was before this trade, but I actually found out that he was the Nike sneaker exec that botched the Steph Curry.
Yeah,
pitch,
I've heard of that.
Which I had no idea, and I'm like, of course, this dude, like, is part of the biggest miss in, like, shoe deal history, but he also had just made the worst trade in NBA history, and so much of it that I don't think, like, I think a lot of almost casual basketball fans were like. So much of it was just like, oh, like, how could you trade Luka for AD? Beyond just, like, from a basketball perspective, Luka puts fans in the stadium. Like, people will fly across the country. People will fly across the world to go see Luka Doncic. AD isn't filling stadiums. He's great, but no one's popping out like, yo, I got to go see AD.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, so much of this is so much more of a basketball move. Like, the Lakers were thinking long-term, not just, like, how are we going to make the most of what we currently have, but they saw it as Brown only has 2 or 3 years left, like, we're gonna lose, like, our star, and the Lakers always have to have a star. Like, if you look at their entire history, they've never not had a star. Always go Jerry West, Wilt, Kareem, Magic, right into Kobe, right into Shaq. Then you go to LeBron. It's like they've never gone more than 2 or 3 years without a star. So it's like, and listen, 80's a star, but he's not that guy.
Yeah, it's like top 5.
Top 5, but also
like in terms of selling, like a top 5 most sellable guy.
Think about it like this. Like,
one of those.
Tim Duncan, throughout his whole career, was never not a top 5 player in the league. But, like, people aren't like dying to go see Tim Duncan. Right. And that's no slight at him. He's unbelievable. But there's a marketable perspective to this that a lot of people either don't see or just don't care to look at.
Yeah, and that's like what begs that question. Like, I'm sure you've seen some of those like things on them moving the team. It's like, have you seen anything about that?
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's like it's definitely frustrating as like a fan. Like if any of that stuff's true, where it comes like, yeah, well they want the team to suck.
Yep.
First of all, because either way, it's better for them monetarily. You don't want to pay Luka the supermax, and then you're in the debt to be almost a contender, and then you can't move your team.
Yeah.
But like now with this, it's like, all right, we suck.
Yep.
We'll make more money even if we sell less tickets, technically, like revenue wise, and then we'll just move the team to Vegas once we get the okay.
Well, because I mean, you obviously saw that the ownership group like wants to open a casino.
They're a huge casino.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And like the
sports betting casinos.
Dallas like won't. I don't know if I don't think there's
no casinos in Texas.
There's no casinos. I just thought it was like a no sports betting thing.
No gambling in Texas. You have to go to. That's why you have to go to Oklahoma for that. Yeah.
So I mean, it makes like I think what a lot of people don't realize is that there was so much more that went into this trade beyond just like a this player for this player kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like look at it like this, like Rudy Gobert, whatever it was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, got traded for I think it was 7 first-round picks.
Out of control.
Mikal Bridges gets traded for 5. Mikal Bridges has never made an all-star team. You got one, and listen, Anthony Davis is a star. He's an aging star. Max Christie, like whatever. Like at that point, it's just filler salary. He's a good player, but he's not a marquee, piece in a trade. You got one first-round pick for when healthy, arguably. I can't say the best player in the world because Nikola Jokic is unbelievable, but a top 3 player in the world when healthy. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's disputable.
Yeah, he's a once in a generation type of talent, even if he's not like the best even around right now. Like finding a guy that can do that finding a guy that can do it in a ball dominant way. Like if you can really control the whole game through you, it's very tough to find. It's just like how many have been in history, even like a guy that can control the game through himself. Like it's just really hard to find.
So let me ask, when you saw the trade go through, beside like, oh, is this real? Did you think it was going to work in LA? What was like? Give me your initial reaction, and then like,
Well, yeah, fully shocked. Yeah, just like not really. I didn't necessarily think it was gonna work this quickly. I knew it would. I thought it was gonna take more growing pains.
Yep.
Like I thought maybe a couple of weeks, and I think we got the growing pains. Like Luka wasn't good right away. Like it took him a little bit.
Also coming off an injury.
And there was plenty that went into it. Like the injury, the new fit, the shock. Like,
Yep.
But I factored that all in. I'm like, all right, he's not gonna play that good, and then they're just gonna lose games.
Yep.
But it just didn't happen. They're just not losing games. I don't really. I think LeBron's playing at MVP level, which is hilarious.
Which it'll never get talked about.
Like it's annoying, like how he's almost like dragged Luka to this point, and then now he gets hurt a little bit.
Yep.
Hopefully he's okay. It's groin. Groin's what took him out a couple years ago.
Yep.
But and then once Luka starts getting his swag, he can single handedly win you games too. So it's like you kind of realize how much LeBron can single-handedly win you a game and how much Luka can single-handedly win you a game. And if they both are just kind of taking turns winning you ball games, which only, again, maybe 10 guys in the league can even do on any night, it's it's gonna work at least for the rest of the regular season, maybe a one round. I don't see them going too far, though.
So I think, I don't. I'm more like speaking it into existence because I want a Celtics-Lakers championship more than I want to be happy in life.
Yeah. Which isn't that much,
Not much. So when I saw the trade, or like initially, like again, like I'm thinking the same as everyone else. I'm like, how is this going to work?
Right.
And I give JJ Redick a lot more credit than I think he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting a lot of credit, but most first-year coaches don't come in and make an immediate impact. But again, I think Darvin Ham was maybe the worst coach I've ever seen. Yeah. Like some of the clips of this guy are
play hard.
Salute.
You guys. Yeah. Salute,
but
man.
Just comical. But I think the one thing because I've tried to watch as many Lakers games as I can just to get a feel of what's going on. I think this is the first time in LeBron's 22-year career where he, on a nightly basis, is getting the second best defender, which is terrifying. Like, I think, and one of my friends made a good point. He was like, I think Luka just bought LeBron another 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily say. I mean, he's already played significantly better.
Yep.
And then he also just looks like.
Looks younger.
He just looks revitalized. Now, I will say, so I went to that. I remember I went to that game.
Yep.
So I got to see what the cameras don't see. There were a couple times where I was just like, he wasn't getting back, or the hustle wasn't all there.
Are you talking Luka or Bron?
Bron. Yeah. I think he especially that game after the OT win against the Knicks, all those carry jobs. I think he was tired going into that game.
And listen, dude, he's 40 years old. Like, if you want to, if I'm JJ Redick, you want a couple possessions a game, you think it's not worth getting back on defense, it's okay.
Also, though, can't win a championship doing that.
Nope.
And I don't even know. I don't think he does it out of lack of motor. I think he does it out of necessity. So
he's conserving himself.
I wonder if he'll be able to go pedal to the metal the whole time in the playoffs. I wonder.
My thought process is, when I saw the groin injury, like, obviously it's a real injury. He's not faking the injury. You know, they said 1 to 2 weeks. I think he's going to miss the entire month of March. I don't see a world where he's back by the end of the month.
I mean, why rush him?
Bring him back the beginning of April. You got 6 to 7 games left. Let him play out that stretch. Plus, they got a ton of back-to-backs coming up. So let him play that stretch. Hopefully, I've been watching the standings every day. Best case scenario, there's 2 good case scenarios for the Lakers. One, they bump up to the 2 seed. Denver goes down to 3. They play most likely Minnesota, maybe. Who's the 8 seed right now? Not Sacramento.
Play-in team, you never know.
That's what I mean. I'm drawing a blank right now. Who the fuck is the 8 seed? Whatever. It'll come to me at some point. Or they don't want the 3 seed, because 3 seed means they get Golden State. And I think there's a world where Golden State beats them in a 7-game series. So if they want to make a run, they need 4. If they drop to 4, they play Houston. I think they beat Houston. Houston's too young and they don't have enough spacing. If they go to 2, they'll play either Minnesota. They'll play a play-in team. I can't for the life of me remember who the 8 seed is. But it'll most likely be Minnesota. I don't see Minnesota losing a play-in game at home.
Mm-hmm.
But 3, they get Golden State. But I think best case, because they've shown, I mean, obviously 1-game sample size. I think they match up well with Denver. I think JJ Redick figured out, I mean, you can't stop him, but you can find, like, there's schematic ways to slow him down. Like,
right.
Did you watch their game against Denver?
I did. And then I watched, like, a little video on it on YouTube. It was pretty impressive.
Jared Vanderbilt played, I think, 7 minutes and he picked up 5 fouls. He was as soon as the Lakers scored, he was attached to Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
And he was just hitting him.
Which, honestly, again, I don't know. I mean, it works, I guess, for 7 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
But, and I guess you'll take
series.
those. But it's, like, again, 7-game series. And I think we've seen that, like, again, it doesn't really matter what you do to Jokic. Like, I mean, AD has played some of the best defense I've ever seen on him in some of those series. He's just over those. He just doesn't seem to matter. Like,
no.
He's a whole nother animal. So,
Yep.
I think keeping the ball in his hands is a good strategy, and I like the fact that they're covering the passes that he likes to pass to. Yep. But at the same time, you know, I mean, they match up well for now, for maybe game 1 and 2. If you can steal one in Denver.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they make it too far with no big men, really.
So,
if Alex Len plays 1 playoff minute, they already have lost.
I mean,
he's a bum.
You're not doing much with Jackson Hayes. Like,
I like him better than Len.
I mean, no.
Jesus.
Listen, it's not even close.
I can't believe they even picked
Alex
up Len.
Len wasn't rostered.
He shouldn't be.
He shouldn't. When he started last night,
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's unbelievable.
Listen, like, I'm not going to get into that.
He's a bomb.
We can't spend that long talking about Alex Len.
You did bring up an interesting point though. That Warriors series, if there's a Lakers Warriors series, me personally, this guy
Golden State.
couldn't love Golden State more.
Yeah.
I don't see. Some people are seeing something I'm not seeing. I haven't been too wrapped up in the media recently, so I don't really know. I wasn't as in tune with what the story was around the Warriors. I just know what I was seeing. Mm-hmm. What I was seeing was a team that was a team before the trade.
Yep.
What I was seeing was a team that, like, was missing relief for Steph. Steph was not playing well because there was no relief.
Yep.
And then I saw a team trade for a guy that can give them that relief.
And they didn't
for Wiggins. For Wiggins, I like Wiggins, but I love Jimmy Butler.
And the fit is perfect because I think people were like, "Oh, where's the spacing?" You get the best shooter of all time. That's spacing.
Plenty of spacing.
That's all the spacing.
I promise you, everyone's concerned.
And the best. So Golden State is at their best. Like they tried to play around with it the last 2 years. Yeah, they won in 2022. That was on us. They didn't win. We lost.
We did.
But like they're best when Draymond is at the 5 because he's unbelievable. He can switch everything. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Butler, you can do the same thing with him. And I think Moses Moody's been fantastic.
Buddy Hield has that strap.
Yeah, but Buddy Hield is like dumb.
He is a liability.
Like he doesn't know
funny enough, even like offensively, he's dumb.
He can shoot the shit out of the ball, but like he doesn't like Draymond. Hate him or love him, he's one of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen.
Yeah,
which is fucking crazy. Like
love Dre.
He knows exactly where to be. He knows how to get Steph in the right spots, and so much of that is just playing together over the years. Mm-hmm. But like they just find and like for the longest time, like I just kept saying like Steve Kerr's overrated. Steve Kerr's overrated. I don't think I can say that anymore because he's like put together good. He's put together winning teams with so many different iterations of this roster.
I know. I wonder though. It's like, all right, yeah, you're gonna win when you. I mean, I feel like I could have told you. Like I saw them. They trade for Jimmy, and people are like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what, man. Yeah. It's to me it was a lock. Like this is a team, man. Yeah. And I had this conversation the other day. He knows who he is. I'm being told that the roster that Jimmy was dealing with, the overall roster that he's been dealing with over the past like 3 or so seasons, like the 2 finals runs, 5 seasons, 4 seasons, it was better in Miami than this Warriors roster is.
Who the hell said that?
I'll tell you after. He knows who he is. I just don't want to put him on blast. But it's just like.
It's not who I think it is.
It's not.
Okay. All right,
it's not like it just to me. How can you even? So now let's take that back a step.
Yeah.
He made the finals twice with that
Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent.
What the fuck are they?
I still have nightmares about Caleb Martin.
Why? But they cook next to Jimmy because Jimmy just brings your team up. He just brings you better. It makes you all better.
So much of it isn't even like Jimmy the basketball player. It's Jimmy the person. It's like his intangibles. Like this narrative was painted around him that he's not a team guy. Bro, he is the team guy.
He is team.
Yeah.
He is team. He's got an ego, but it's confidence.
Yes.
And he believes in himself and the team.
And he's earned that like ego.
He has, bro. He's got huge balls. He took that 8 seed to the finals, bro. He took
Should have been us.
They beat us, man. So now this raises another thing, right? So
I'm just glad he's out of the East.
Everyone's always scared.
So glad he's out of the East.
You think we won't see him?
I knew we were gonna. Oh my god!
You think you can't see him at the end? I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. I'm telling you right now.
So okay,
they're going to make it. That's what I say.
There's one other trade. I don't even want to talk about the De'Aaron Fox one because listen, last time I came on here, you knew where I stood on Wemby. And it got a lot of clicks. I'm not really on social media, but I got Figgy in my ear. He's blowing me up. He's like, dude, you're blowing up on TikTok. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm not on TikTok. He's like, dude, people hate you. And I'm like, I gotta cover my ass a little bit. If you go back and watch that clip, I never said that Wemby was a bad basketball player. It never came out of my mouth. I just said, I don't know if you can win with him yet.
Yeah.
And again, the Fox thing, it's going to take a little while, but like, you got the best coach of all, and he's a fucking rookie last year when we saw him. So like, you can't, that's a small sample size. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how you can be 7'4" and shoot under 50% from the field. Like, it's mind boggling to me. Like, so we can't really say if that trade worked, if it didn't, because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Pop wasn't around.
He's
out. Sold a few games.
So, one trade I think that I think really flew under the radar is DeAndre Hunter to Cleveland.
I know.
It's such like a fan that doesn't, follows the headlines and stuff, doesn't see it as like a big move. But like what Cleveland did is they said, we think our roster is good enough right now to compete with Boston, but what we need to match their depth because Isaac Okoro's in and out of the rotation. Max Strus missed some time for a while. We can't win with Georges Niang.
Yeah, no,
what the fuck am I supposed to do with him?
They got to stop trying. Teams got to stop trying to do that, by the way.
With
Winning with Georges Niang.
No, I mean, it's an impossible equation. It's like, all right, we got 3 stars, but we have Georges Niang.
Yeah,
like,
that's literally...
How can we make... But
the Sixers mess with that forever, and now the Cavs have. But they switched
looks
it to
like
Hunter.
a Teletubby.
He looks terrible.
But anyways, like, you know, we don't have to spend too much time on this, but I just think it's interesting because the Cavs said they're like, Evan Mobley's good enough. He's a star, by the way.
Yeah,
he's a fucking star.
Stud.
Darius Garland, I'm 50-50 on him. I know you're a big Darius Garland guy.
I love his game.
Donovan Mitchell's one of the most underrated players of this generation simply because all he's done ever is win.
Yeah.
If you look back at those Utah teams that he willed back when he was a rookie, second-year, third-year player, I don't want to hear any of this Rudy Gobert bullshit. Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, Mike Conley. Those were the other starters.
I like Mike Conley, man. I won't do that to Mike Conley.
Listen, Mike Conley's a nice player.
We're not doing that to Mike Conley, man.
Mike Conley's a nice player. I'm not disrespecting.
Joe Ingles was a monster, too, man. We ain't doing that to Joe Ingles. We doing this to Joe Ingles?
All I'm saying is you're talking about a 21, 22, 23-year-old kid who's willing. The Utah Jazz.
Ew.
Like, let's not forget he's in Utah. Yeah. Quinn Snyder's a good coach. Give him his flowers. But if Rudy Gobert is your second best player, you're not supposed to be that good.
Yeah.
You're not. But, so anyways, like, I think, you know, not beating us, but
that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, bro. These teams, there's a couple of them out there this year more than ever. I think because the analytics have just, I don't know what's good.
Yeah.
But, dude, like the Thunder are good. Don't get me wrong. And everyone thinks that, I think from what I'm seeing, at least.
They think they're the favorite.
They're the favorite. And the Cavs are really, really good. And people love the Cavs, whatever. I'm telling you, bro. I've seen this my whole life. It's just now it's at a different level.
Did you not watch Sam Hauser hit 7 threes in one quarter of the year?
Monster, by the way. Monster. But I'm just saying.
10 threes?
There's something to be said about the champ, bro. We are the champs. And until you actually win it, bro, it's all fugazi.
If you look back at the last, because no one's repeated since the Warriors back in the day. If you look at all of the teams that won since the Raptors won in 2019, Raptors, Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Nuggets, us.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only one of that batch that you looked preseason were like, that team's the for sure favorite. Like Denver, like lost KCP. Or no, they kept KCP, I think. They lost Bruce Brown, though. Huge piece. He was their sixth man, played big minutes for them that finals run. Golden State, everyone knew that was a fluke. Like, that just, like,
they weren't going to do it again the next year.
No. Milwaukee the year before, like, Giannis willed that team.
Yeah.
You were like, they're not going to do it again. Lakers in 2020, they lose a ton of veterans year after. Kawhi fucking brings a chip to Toronto. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But, like,
cooked.
Like, we didn't lose fucking anyone.
Yeah.
We lost O'Shea Brissett.
Damn it. Yo, Brissy Fly's vlog, though, was fire.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
He has a sick vlog.
Yeah, I bet.
Anyway, we're actually arguably better. You know, I think Peyton Pritchard's taking a step up this year somehow. Again, you know, these guys are all cooking.
So let's. I mean, what else do we have written down there?
We got other things, but I like where we're going. I got something I want to tell you. I want to kind of present something to you. So, like, you remember those like 2015 Hawks teams?
Yeah, Paul. Oh no, not Paul Millsap.
Maybe even 14. Maybe
Millsap,
Millsap,
Horford, Korver.
Yeah.
Damari
Carroll. Great.
Who's an assistant coach now?
Is he really? Where?
He was in LA, but now I feel like he's in.
Still got the hair?
Yeah, it's massive.
Let's go.
I feel like he's in Brooklyn, and someone out there, some sicko's going to be like,
yeah,
he's an assistant coach. You can see him behind the bench. I can see it.
Good for Damari Carroll.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing behind the bench.
Do you remember? How about those Raptors teams before Kawhi?
Yeah, Lowry,
remember those?
DeRozan.
Yeah.
Patrick Patterson. It's just gross.
Yeah.
Valanciunas.
Shit, even like those old Celtics teams, like that we kind of barely squeaked out 1s and 2 seeds with like Isaiah Thomas. Yeah. Unreal. They're all bums. These are all fugazi teams. These were teams that took the regular season
way
so
too
fucking serious. But here's the problem. They were successful, but now we're seeing record-breaking success. Wonder why? Because now the analytics have allowed for the teams that do that, the teams that try way too hard the regular season, they have good regular season rosters, they have proven nothing.
Yep.
Now, when they're doing what they're doing, like what the Raptors did, what the Hawks did, now it's at an even higher level.
So, and
they're going to fall apart.
And this is, everyone is so in on the Thunder. I'm going to say it right now. They could be a second-round bounce.
I think so, too, bro. If they play the Warriors, what happens, though?
See you later. Get out of here. Let's not forget that last year, this team, Shea, and listen, I'm a Shea guy. I love Shea.
Love Shea.
Shea took that next step. J-Dub took that next step. Mark Daigneault, does he know what he's doing? Maybe.
Seems like it, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess. Defense is good.
Lou Dort. They had a good Chet Holmgren. They had a good team last year. Did you see what Luka did to them?
Fried out.
Sent them home.
Fried out.
See you later.
It's just there's levels to this, man.
Because if you have a superstar with a good coach and a good roster construction around him, you're telling me you get that cat in a 7-game series, you're not beating him.
Yeah.
Unless you go up against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Where the roster is fucking loaded. I love Tatum. Tatum wasn't better than Luka.
No.
Not last year. This year, Luka's hurt. Tatum's playing at, MVP type level. Best at their best, Luka is better than Tatum. And, I'm a Boston guy. It's it hurts to say, but not really because I love Luka. Yeah. Fucking love him.
Well, do you think the Thunder are
fake? See you later, second round.
See, I feel as though they're fake too, but how do we say that?
Because
how can we say that?
We can't say it, but because they added from last year. They added Caruso. They added Isaiah Hartenstein. Shea got better. J-Dub got better. Chet got better. And it's just they're random ass bench pieces. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort. I saw Lou Dort hit 8 threes last night. What does that doesn't happen.
But this is, I guess, maybe the point is maybe some of these guys you just need. I think you might just need an external influence of some sort to come into the team.
Yep.
And how often are you seeing these teams fully homegrown? The Warriors did it,
yep.
But that's you need to be the Warriors.
That's kind of what the Thunder are doing. And I think it just comes down to
are they gonna do it?
Is Shea and listen, I think Shea should win the MVP this year. And that's, a tough conversation because Jokic is doing this historic. But I think there's something it is hard because what the NBA does is they'll almost backfill. Shea should have won last year.
Right.
So they're gonna be shit, Jokic is probably supposed to win this year, but Shea should have won last year, so we're gonna give it to him this year. But I worry that part of what makes them so great is I think analytics say they're the best defense of all time, or one of the best defenses of all time. I need to see it in a 7-game series.
Me too.
Because
Me too,
you bring up a great point. Those Raptors teams, they were a lock for the 1 seed every year. Hawks lock for the 1 seed every year.
Every year, bro. 60+ wins these teams. Those Rocket teams.
Then what happened to them?
They just couldn't do it, man. They just could not do it. They run into a superstar. Run into the king.
They ran into the king.
Now these boys they're running into the chef. They're gonna run into the king.
Yep.
They're gonna run into the king.
So let's get into that. We'll start with the East because I feel like the East is a little easier, and the West we could just go on forever. So, who do you think if you had to break it down right now, who do you have advancing to the second round? Who are your 4 teams? We can handpick series. So right now, let's say OKC matches up with
West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the Clippers. That's the 8 seed.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's say they match up with the Clippers. 5. Yo, hold on. Let's have that conversation.
Do you want me to cook right now?
Because I might be with you.
The Clippers are gross. I'm sorry.
They're gross.
I fucking love their roster. I just wish it worked. I don't know what's wrong.
But it might.
What if it just did, man?
It might.
What if it just did?
Because we know Ty Lue's a good coach.
Yes.
James Harden is still that guy.
Bro, he's what's good with Harden?
He dropped 50
Why has it not stopped?
Because he's that good. He just loves hoops, dude.
He's kind of a bum in the playoffs, though.
Absolutely. But you know who's not?
Why? He back, man. He's played 10 straight games?
Bro, and
when's the last time he did that?
He had a game winner the other night.
Yeah, 4 bounces. Or 3 bounces.
The softest hands in the league.
I'm just saying, you're not happy about that. No, if you're the Thunder, you're not happy about that draw.
You just balled out, had the best defense. I saw something that they might have the best point differential of all time. It's a fucking crazy stat.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
You get Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Ben Simmons.
Yo, watch out for Zubac.
That's what I'm saying.
He's kind of like, this is the thing. Like, I just don't sometimes I don't get basketball, man, because I love the sport and I swear, like, it makes sense to me sometimes. But it's like, all right, I'm looking at a roster, this Clippers roster that has why. I mean, yeah, he wasn't there for a little bit, but even when he's there, like, they're playing a similar record. But it's why is Harden playing at an elite level?
Norman Powell
playing
before he got hurt.
Norman Powell was hooping. And you got who else was on that team? Bro,
Derrick
Chris
Jones.
Dunn.
Yeah.
You know I love Chris Dunn.
You're a Chris Dunn.
I love Chris Dunn.
Providence.
I think I just like some of their fucking guys. Like, they got Derrick Jones Jr. over there.
Yeah, he starts.
Bro,
Amir Kofi.
Like, yeah, Bro, Kofi ain't bad. Who'd they trade Terrence Mann for?
That was Bogdanovich.
Here we go. Do you see what I'm saying?
Let's dance.
So, like, I like some.
Okay.
But why isn't it working?
Because, okay. So,
Just help.
when you have. Listen, James Harden's he's shooting under 40% from the field. That's fucking ass. But.
Big ass.
But he's still at this point in his career where you go into a game and you're like, okay, we have to stop James Harden. Mm-hmm. Bro, he's 34 years old, and you're still talking about we have to stop James Harden?
And he's played a lot of, like, very intensive basketball, in my opinion. Like, he was the usage was out of control in Houston.
The highest we've ever seen.
You think they win if...
Yes, the answer is yes. Chris Paul doesn't fucking... They lost by 7, and they missed 27 straight threes. Maybe it was 8. Someone fucking correct me.
Bro, what happened? Like, so what does that mean for Harden?
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Is Harden just going to be the most disrespected player ever?
Yes.
Is he going to be like...
Yes.
Damn. Never mind, bro. Fuck
and it sucks, dude. Because, like, bro, he, like, as much as we say Bron was the first guy to be like, let's build our offense around him, no, it was Harden.
Yeah.
Harden was the first guy where
they
like,
really went all in.
Yo, like, our roster may suck, but we're going to make it perfect for you. We're going to give you a great role guy. Shout out Clint Capella. And then we're just going to put shooter here, shooter here, shooter here. And, like, we're just going to hope and pray that you can figure it the fuck out.
Bro, he low-key was.
So let's reel it back in because we could do this all day. And I'm right there with...
Love Harden, man.
But could we see the Clippers stealing one? Maybe.
Like, what if they just, like, went and did it, you know?
So, okay, think about it like this. OKC's obviously got home court. Clippers win one of those first two. OKC's still a young team. Their oldest player is Alex Caruso. Like, he'd been around the block. He won a ring. But, like, is he going to be the guy to reel the locker room in?
I know, dude. That's the thing. It's like if you dropped one or two, you know, this shit happens, you know? Shit fucking happens. Like, the Bucks lost to the Heat, man.
I don't think the Thunder are good enough to sweep that Clippers team. I don't. But the Clippers could also end up with the 7th seed because you remember the play-in.
Right.
But, let's hypothetically say Clippers get 7. They beat Minnesota in that 8 spot. Minnesota gets the 8 spot. Wax. 4-0. See you later.
Wax. Reynolds a bomb. Yeah?
Ball.
Sitting down there like an idiot.
Ball. But anyways, okay.
Ants made it work, though.
So then Denver stays at 2. Okay, Clippers get 7. I think
Denver
wins.
Bro, you know what it is?
Jokic
you know what it is?
Such a problem.
I'm a nostalgic guy.
Yeah.
And when I see Kawhi, I just see something.
Because when I see Kawhi, I literally can close my eyes and see a picture of him hitting that fadeaway corner 3, bounce, bounce, bounce.
I can see it right now, man.
Raptors jersey.
It's beautiful. 2. But even in like the years where he would get out, like where he would get hurt or something, like first of all, I think the bubble against the Clippers, they were up 3-1, right? They blew that lead. PG get hurt maybe?
Who did they play? Denver, right?
Maybe it was Denver. It was Denver.
Because he was on the Clippers.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they were up 3-1.
You know what I mean?
Pandemic
man?
P.
Like, dude, some shit was going on.
Yo, but
like he could have done
real talk, Paul George is trash.
He's
real
ass.
Ass. Like, no disrespect to Kawhi. Like, I feel for that brother. Like, you had to play with PG for 3 years? Bro, that brother is ass. Yo, maybe the most talented player ever to be ass. And that's crazy to say because and I we can't do this. Anyways.
There's so many.
Lakers, I'm gonna hope and pray the Lakers fall to 4. We'll say Memphis at 3, Golden State at 6. Wax. See you later, Memphis. Maybe next year.
Yeah, moving on.
Lakers,
that's Warriors all day.
Lakers beat the Rockets.
Yep, all day.
Warriors against Thunder. See you later, OKC.
Yeah, OKC's gone.
5 games. Goodbye.
5 games.
Goodbye.
I'm in.
And then, are we shaping up for? Is it gonna? You think Denver beats? Only problem with Denver, and if you look at, you don't have to watch every game to know this. Their depth is a fucking problem.
Bad. It's bad.
Jalen Pickett is playing.
Did
anyone on here know who Jalen Pickett is?
It's a huge problem.
It's a problem.
It's a huge problem. Their depth is a jag. I don't even like, and he's been playing pretty good. I don't even like Christian Brown.
Dude, he's ass.
I think he's ass.
Yeah. He's just a product of the situation. Like, bro, he doesn't do anything special. Like, if Nikola Jokic has 5 eyes on him, like, I could knock down a couple threes.
Jamal Murray, dead ass, needs to fucking lock it in, though. If he locks it, I mean, he makes it, breaks it for him.
You already know Michael Porter Jr. is disappearing in the playoffs.
All day.
Disappearing.
I saw him hit a couple threes the other day. I was like, bro, this guy should be fucking unguardable.
Yo, he is KD.
Why is it, again, another thing I look at, I'm just like, why isn't it just working?
He's Paul. Yo, he should be KD, but he's Paul George. Real talk.
PG, bro. He's such a bum. But I think the Nuggets do win that, though, against the Lakers.
Do you think Denver's going to the finals? Or do you really think it's...
I dead-ass think it's the Warriors.
Really?
I think because I look at it, bro. I've been saying this. I look at the Warriors. First of all, what are they, 13-1 since they got Jimmy?
Either 13-1 or 12-2.
Like, can we...
Silly.
Like, what does that mean? I look at it. It's one of those rosters that actually I look at it and it looks good, and they're not winning the games. You know how infrequently that happens? It happens to me all the time. Where I look at a roster, I'm like, "Yup," and then they're ass. This roster, I look at, I say yes, and they're actually really good. They have 3 guys with the same mindset.
I think all 3 of them are so selfless,
bro, but confident.
Jimmy can go into a game, take 2 shots, and be the most dominant player on the floor.
I know, bro. It's the deflections. It's the defense. Bro, again, their defense.
Yeah.
That's what won those Warriors. That's how you keep a dynasty going, defense. They won those because of the defense. It was unreal, bro. It was unreal, the fact that they get... It reminds me of Iggy. He reminds me of Iggy with them, but way better.
So much better.
And Steph looks great. And Draymond, he ain't the same, but he looks great.
Steph is so freed up when he's got another cat next to him. And that's so much of what Clay did. Like, Clay at his best was a star. But so much of it was like, we have to help. We can't help too far off Clay, because if we help too far off Clay, he's just going to kill us. So that, slight adjustment right there gives Steph a little more freedom.
And I think Hield is a key part of it, too, just the spacing portion.
Yeah.
And if Moody can play like that, bro, Kuminga ain't even been there.
He's bucket.
Kuminga's nasty, bro.
Yeah,
is he coming off their bench? What are they going to do with that?
So they're going to, because I think right now they're starting Pajemski. Ass.
But he tries.
He tries hard, which, there's something to say for that.
The problem with them, again, is the center, though.
But I think they're at their best when Draymond is at the 5.
They were. I wonder if that's going to work against Jokic. That's my biggest
concern. That's the thing. We've never seen a cat like Jokic. Bro, he looks like some guy you'd pick up at BK at 1 a.m.
Yeah, he does.
But he's just so good.
He's the best.
But I think, to your point, you let him be a scorer.
Yeah, and just he will score, and he will score efficiently.
He could score 50.
Just doesn't matter.
But the team might only score 110, and you lose. I'd rather him score 50 with 6 assists than 14 with 14 assists.
Yeah, when you get GP2 on homie on Jamal.
I'm out on Jamal, by the way. I know you might feel differently. I think he's washed.
I think he's the reason they won, though. When they won,
that was
the reason they won.
Absolutely, because if you're gonna win a championship, so much of it isn't on your best player. You almost have that as a staple. Okay, this guy's gonna show up.
All right, he had to have shown up. That's the most basic of things.
Yes.
And it's hard to do.
Yes, absolutely.
But the best guy needs to show up. And then once that happens, then the rest happens.
This comes back to why we're going to win again this year.
Yeah.
Because, bro, Tatum wasn't good in the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals.
Again.
But who was good? Number
JB.
7.
And guess what? Now this time, bro, I seen Derek White go get me 40 now. I've seen Pritchard go get me 40. Where does it stop? You got what other roster can confidently say, we got 4 guys that can go get us 40?
Tell me Porzingis can't go get you 40.
We got 5 guys that can go get us 40.
And, like, look, Drew Holiday and Al Horford, they're older. But, like...
Bro, Al Horford is the best player in basketball.
Dude.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
I'm so sorry.
I don't understand. He might be... Like, when you tell him, like, yo, we need you to lock in... Like,
Bro, it's unreal.
Like, the only cat I've ever seen, like, stop Giannis.
Stop Giannis.
Stop Jokic.
Stop Jokic. Stop Embiid.
Yo, Embiid looks like a pedestrian with Al Horford.
It's like he does it to all of them, bro. Dude, he was kind of
He was guarding Luka.
And, like, he was doing it. Okay.
Guarding Braun.
It wasn't perfect, but it was
but,
fine.
like, that's the thing.
What's good with this guy? This 40-year-old Dominican.
He tries so fucking hard. He tries so hard.
Bro, the way he is the only player in the league. Like, you remember back in the day, like when LeBron was at the peak of his powers, there was always a LeBron stopper coming around. It was like Stanley Johnson.
Paul Millsap.
Oh, here's Paul Millsap. Here's Marcus Morris. It was always a LeBron stopper. None of them ever worked. Whatever, it's fine. It's like all these big men in the league are untouchable. Like when Embiid was playing well and at the top of his game, this year he's been hurt and the roster sucks and a lot's happened this year with Embiid. So whatever. But at the top of his peak of his powers, most unstoppable offensive weapon I've seen scoring.
You know who he scored 70 against?
What, Wemby? Yeah. It's okay though. It's okay. He's young. Yeah. And then, but Al Horford again makes him look pedestrian. And then Jokic, bro, he can make Jokic look.
Because I think
a little worse. Like, what's good with that?
So much of it is like making them play below their averages. Like, if you got a guy averaging 34, like you're not going into the game and be like, okay, I need you to hold him to 16. Like, can you hold him to 26 and can he shoot 4 percentage points below his average?
And you've cooked. And he does it.
That's all,
every time.
Because
Giannis, man.
He doesn't get discouraged. He knows, like, yeah, like there's gonna be a couple plays where I get fucking embarrassed, but I'm just gonna be right back in your shit.
Dude, he put Giannis on a poster that one year, bro. When he went back at it. He aggressive, too.
Do we, now that we're talking about it, and we haven't even, Sam Hauser haven't even talked about it.
Yeah, butter.
So do we think, let's just stay in the East. Do we think there's anyone, like, do you think us and Cleveland are on a crash course for each other?
100%. I don't think any other team. Knicks have nothing. Waste of space.
No. Knicks.
They're a waste of space.
You can't go into a year. Listen, I like Deuce McBride. He's a nice player.
Yeah, he's okay.
There's no one else on that bench.
Yeah.
There's legit
and even
no
him,
one else.
when you're just a scorer off the bench, like, it's tough, Fuck Shaman.
There's another cat on the bench, too, but I can't. Oh, that guy tore his ACL. I'm not even going to. Hakapoofy?
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, whatever. But is there a world? Because right now, I think Cleveland's slotted at 1, Milwaukee's at 4.
Milwaukee
where
is a
the
bit
Greek
of a problem.
freak can just.
He could do that, but
you need vintage Dame. You need it.
Mm-hmm. And the problem is if you're getting vintage Dame, I'm scared as a Celtics fan.
Scared.
So we just need them to be eliminated before we get to them. I don't want to even do
whoever Cleveland gets in the first round might as well just pack their bags before they even take off.
What seed are the Magic right now?
Dude, okay. So this is another thing I was thinking about. Because I was and I forgot to, maybe I did say it last time I was on. Paolo Banchero going into the year was on my, like, top of my list. Like, I thought by the end of the year, like, people are going to be talking about him as a top 10 player, and I don't think it's going to be debated.
Uh-huh.
The game he tore his oblique, he dropped 50. Missed 3 months. The Magic, and I said to one of my boys, I was like, if the Magic can tread water while Paolo's out, and then Franz got hurt, I was like, if they can tread water while both of those guys are out, like, watch out for them. They're the 4 seed when both of those guys get back. They're the 8 seed now. And I don't know what... I think, they lost Jalen Suggs. That's huge. He's your best defensive player.
Is he seasoned too?
It was, like, indefinite, and there's no timeline for return. And I'm not going to lie, when Suggs got drafted, I was kind of out on him because I was like, man, like a role player getting drafted this high, he's a key piece to their success. But
reminds me of Derek White.
He can't shoot it like Derek.
No, but the defense, the intensity. Derek couldn't shoot like that at first either.
That's a good point.
Give him time.
It's a good point. But no, he's a good player. And I love the Magic. I love Franz. I love Paolo. But, I mean, if they're going to end up with either us or Cleveland, like, I'm sorry, you're going home. Detroit. Cade Cunningham is another one of my...
Detroit basketball is back, man.
Dude,
Kinda.
It's like almost back. Like I was talking
Need a piece. Definitely.
You know who I think the piece is? And I don't know how... I don't know who... I don't know how logistically it's going to work. But I was saying to one of my friends, I was like, if they could find a way to get Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, his contract is disgusting, so I don't know how the fuck you're going to...
Actually, I'm kind of out.
You're out?
I'm kind of out.
But I'm just trying to think, how do you maximize Cade's window? Because Cade is a star.
We need another one.
Yes, I agree. But anyways, I mean...
too many good teams.
They're getting... I mean, okay, hold up. Let me cook.
Duran's a beast, by the way.
They got the Knicks round 1, as it's slated right now.
Cooked. They got them.
You think
they can get the Knicks?
I think they could beat the Knicks.
I love Duran.
The Thompson twins.
Dude.
Down on that list, we have written like players who have exceeded expectations.
Yes, we do.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I've watched LeBron for, how old am I? 23? I've watched LeBron for 14 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen an athlete like the Thompson
twins. Dude, they're both like this too.
Yo, they were made in a lab.
They're so fast. They're so quick. They can leap.
They have rockets in their legs.
It's unreal.
Yo, but they're also fucking relentless.
Yeah, the motors are insane.
Yo, they are relentless. Amen is unbelievable. Asar is good, but Amen's unbelievable.
My buddy was a coach for the Pistons. He was one of their assistant coaches.
I think I remember you telling me that.
So they worked out both of them.
Yep.
And he was saying, like, Asar Thompson is a slightly better athlete.
Yeah.
And so they just ended up going that route because they couldn't
tell.
I think,
he was 5.
What else
Asar
was going
5.
on? Yeah.
Amen was 4.
Well, with their evals.
Okay.
So he was on the team doing the evals.
Yep.
And then...
They had Asar over Amen?
Yes.
At the time? Okay.
Yes, at the time.
Yep.
And they tried telling them, like, the whole time, they're like, yo, go Asar. And they thought Amen was going to be a bomb for whatever reason.
I think a lot of people thought, because I think...
They almost didn't take either of them.
Well, both of them are positionless. Like, I still don't really know what position either one of them is, because neither one can really shoot. Neither one is like a fantastic passer, but they're just so fucking good.
There's 3 positions now.
Yeah, it's shooter, point guard, and
shooter. I guess that technically I was just gonna say guard, wing,
big
center. Guard, wing, big, not even center, big.
Yeah,
guard, wing, big.
And then the other guys are shooter.
Just those 3, and you just put whatever combination. You need one of each, and then put whatever combination of the rest. If you want to do 2 guard, you could do 3 guard, 1 wing, 1 big.
But it's interesting you say that, because if you look at the Celtics, like, we kind of have 2 wings, and then just kind of like a mix.
Yeah,
like we have a bunch
Drew as a guard.
No. Drew, Derek, Peyton, they're guards. But when you say like when you're building a team, like you want a star, like fringe star / star at each of those 3.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, okay, so like if we go look at the Thunder, Shea, star guard, J-Dub, wing, Chet, big.
Yeah.
If you look at the Celtics, it's like why does this work? And I think it's just because JB and JT are that good.
It's like wing,
big, guard,
big, guard. It is.
But maybe it's because like
I don't know. It is weird, bro. I will never stop saying that we'd be better if we didn't have Jalen and Jason. If we just had some diversity.
Like 2 players that didn't do the exact same
thing. And not that we should split them up at this point. We've won, we've shown it works, and they play good defense and all the good stuff. Like, we get it. If you're gonna put together this fucking roster, don't split up anybody.
No.
If you can do this. But at the same time, I don't know. If we had a guy as good as Jalen at a different spot than Tatum. Did something else, maybe like a guard of some sort that could do those things.
Problem is like
yeah.
And like, listen, the hate for him offensively, I'm a Jaylen Brown fan.
Me too.
I love Jaylen Brown. He's so good defensively.
He is,
he's
man.
He's so good.
He was cooking Luka the other day, man.
Yo, how I never asked you, how was that game?
It was unbelievable. Let me just tell you a little something about aura. You've heard the young kids throwing this aura word out cats. There. Yeah. The young, 6:30, I get there. Game was at 8:30. 6:30, I get there to eat.
Yep.
Prior.
Fellas.
the vibe just emanating off this arena.
Yeah.
Coming from, Luka, great, Tatum, great. The feeling that everyone had knowing they were going to see LeBron was like a weird thing. I've only had this feeling maybe one other time in my life, and you're going to be upset. Ready? So I was at the Patriots game last year. I went to the Patriots-Chiefs game.
Yep. Oh, no.
And who was up in the box? Taylor Swift. And, bro, I'm not even fucking with you. There was a legit murmur throughout the whole fucking stadium. We're in the middle of a fucking football game. Yeah. Snaps being played. All I'm seeing is people start turning up. And I'm what's good? Aura. That's Aura, by the way. I start turning and I see this broad in the box. Aura.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how hard it is to have there was no phones, no one's looking at anything.
It's just a feeling.
There's football happening in front of me where everyone in the entire arena is doing this.
Like, you just keep checking, like, is she still back?
Is she still up there? Is she up there? Oh, she's up there. She's looking down right now? Hold on. Bro, the aura, the fact that it just made its way through, I almost felt like it was more of a feeling than it was anything, is aura. Yeah. This was the same thing. I pull up to this game. There's people lined up to get there 2 hours early to see him warm up. I'm like, all right, this is brand new. This is a completely different type of thing than whatever other game I've been to in the past. Yeah. And I'm really happy I did it, first of all, but also, like, one of maybe 2 or 3 times I've ever really experienced a true fucking energy about a person.
Made out like a bandit on those tickets. I remember you telling me, like, Christmas time, like, yo, me and my sister bought tickets to go see Celtic Lakers. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a fucking movie. Like, it's going to be great. All of a sudden, did you know this was the 7th most expensive regular season game of all time?
Yeah, I mean, dude, my tickets probably were we were looking for something in the area at the time of. It was 3x what we paid, and we paid a pretty penny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think by tip off, because I was down in Miami over when the game was happening, and I'm looking at ticket prices. Not because I can't afford to go.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like, I saw that the average price was like $800.
Yeah.
For a ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's the average. So that's taking balcony, with fucking courtside. I saw courtside seats were going for 20 bands.
Is that before fees too? 800 average?
I don't know.
I was looking at it with the all-in pricing.
Yeah.
The cheapest ticket by the time I was in the arena, by the time I could look, the cheapest ticket I could find was around 1,100. Row like 13 of the balcony. 1,100.
So I think you'd find this interesting. Do you know what the most expensive regular season game of all time is? It's like I don't want to give you a hint, but it's when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
The most expensive regular season.
I'll give you a hint. It was within the last decade.
Is it? I'm just gonna throw it out there. Cleveland Warriors.
It was Kobe's last game.
Fuck yeah.
Kobe's last game.
I was going to say Cleveland Warriors
Utah
Christmas.
Jazz.
That was my first thought.
I don't know what the other 6 were. All I know is that
I know one of the most expensive sporting events, though, or at least basketball sporting events, was remember Zion? Remember the Duke and UNC game?
Yeah.
Bro.
Is that the one where he split his shoe?
I think so. Aura. Yo, Zion had aura back then.
Absolutely.
Now he's like, I don't know, man. now he's just Drewski.
Yeah,
he's just Drewski hooping. It's just drooping. He's just drooping, bro. Dead ass out there. Yeah. I mean, shit, man. Well, while we're on that topic of just like,
drooping,
underappreciated. But then players we're trying to get some appreciation to. We're talking about the Thompson twins. Let's just get a couple more of those, and then we'll both give who we think the real champion is going to be. Let's just say it one more time, just like a solidified thing. Let's do that first, and then we'll move on to a couple of these guys, and we'll wrap it up.
Like I said earlier,
who's the champ?
I'm speaking into existence. Celtics Lakers finals. I just want it. Like I said, more than I want happiness. Doesn't take much.
Yeah.
I may have placed a little bet for the matchup.
Okay.
But realistically, real talk, I think we're on a. It's so tough, dude. I think Celtics are coming out of the East League. Fuck out of here. We're gonna sweep first series. We're gonna sweep second series. Third series, we're going 6 with Cleveland. Whatever. Out of the West, it's either I'm dead ass. It's gonna be Denver or LA.
And we're winning that. In how many games?
5. Fuck out of here.
So
if it's LA, the league's gonna make it go 6.
I want this. I want the Celtics Lakers too, and obviously
more than you want happiness.
Not quite, but you know what? I do want the Celtics to win about as much as I want happiness.
There you go.
The Warriors are gonna beat us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why no one's thinking about it.
The reason.
What's good, bro?
Maybe and like. I've been thinking about it, but I've honestly pushed it to the back of my mind because I so badly don't want it to happen.
Imagine, dude, we're Celtics fans. We know what this fucking feels like.
Happen.
Imagine we got to the fucking finals.
Yep.
Just imagine this. Just sit with me for a second.
I'm here.
We're in the finals. We just won. And then, the next night, the Warriors are playing the Nuggets in Game 6.
Yep.
And they beat them in 6. They just walked through the playoffs. Walked. You have to play fucking... Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler.
And let's circle back again. The only guys in the last 5 years to bounce us from the playoffs are Jimmy and Steph.
You think that they don't know that?
No, they know that. We know that.
We know that. But you know who knows that? Tatum knows that.
Oh, he knows it. And
they will be shitting their fucking pants.
He knows that he's played in 2 finals. He shat his pants in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
you know the dookie the deuce he's gonna drop.
Big deuce.
Big deuce. He's gonna drop him big deuce. Bro, I'm telling you, there's no. Who's Horford gonna lock down? Draymond? We can't even. We should put him on Steph. We need something because it's torched. I swear to God, bro. I'm telling you, I don't want to see it.
What are we losing? But maybe that's why I'm not saying it because I'm worried that if they get there,
every Celtics fan is feeling the same fucking thing. If any Celtics fan is going to go out there and lie to me, no, we'd take that Warriors team. Bro, you're capping.
I'm saying if we get Denver or LA, 5 wax.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to entertain the idea of what happened. Because if Golden State gets there, at that point, it's all hands on deck. I don't know how it's going to go, and I don't want to know.
It's all hands on deck. We got to go to a game.
I'm taking the week off of work.
I know. My heart will be in my fucking ass. I can't handle it. So I'm just, just to reiterate, I think the Warriors are going to make the finals against the Celtics.
Yep.
And I think they're going to beat us.
In what?
In 5.
No. Don't do that.
Walk the dog. I dead ass, bro. Dude, I don't even know if I'm kidding. I think they just walk us.
You like gentleman sweep? You don't even think it's close?
I think there's going to be a couple blowouts in there. I think they just are going to do what they do. I think Jimmy's gonna rise and then just do what he does. And now I hope I'm almost saying it
because you hope you're wrong.
Because I hope I'm wrong. See, now I'm doing the opposite of you because usually I'm not right in my mind. Yeah. So it's like if I just say it, maybe it won't happen.
But think about how much of a movie that series would be. What do you think? Do you think?
Oh, it'd be beautiful.
So those are the 2 best series, Celtics Warriors, Celtics Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if any other team out of the East makes the final, that's why we're making it. If you want to be that guy, the NBA will make us make it.
The NBA, no one wants to. Listen, I'm a Giannis fan.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cavs. Fuck the Knicks. I want to see Giannis get another ring at some point. It ain't this year.
Yeah.
Move on.
Bucks Thunder.
Move on.
Who's watching Bucks Thunder?
Move on.
Oklahoma and Milwaukee.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's the Midwestern
You're telling
Bowl?
me Stephen A. is popping out?
No shot.
Wilbon?
No shot. And you know what? Also, this brings up another good point you said earlier. The Warriors would last team to win 2 in a row. They always say in boxing and fighting, you're not the champ until you defend the title. We haven't had a champion in a long time, a real champion. You go win one, it's 1 year.
Someone else.
Flash in the pan, here comes someone else, here comes someone else, here comes someone else. And everyone loves it. Parody in the NBA, it's great. It's bullshit. No one actually likes that. You think you like that. You need a dynasty. You need a team to hate. I'm looking forward to being that team.
Is Joey Maz the cat to take us there?
No. So long. Bro, I'm telling you, Joey Maz going up against Steph.
Steve Kerr. Oh, my God.
And Steve Kerr. And Jimmy. It's just going to be a headache.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill myself. Yeah. So, anyway, as long as we don't play them, we're fine.
I think anyone else we get in the finals, it's a 5 spot. Yeah.
It's 5.
It's a 5 spot.
And I think that almost gets flipped on its head if we get the guys.
Bro, they're so old too. We got young cats.
I know.
We got 26, 27. Al Horford. Derek White. Derek White's what, 29?
Something like that, yeah.
Peyton Pritchard, 26. Sam Hauser, I don't even know, 16 maybe?
Yeah.
Steph is 36. Jimmy's 36. Draymond's 34.
They are old. They are old. So we just gotta hope they break down prior.
I can't believe for Andrew Wiggins, bro.
Bro, Wiggins.
Slow-mo Anderson. Oh, my God. What was there, 2 pick swaps in there? Forget it. Next topic. Next.
So I was going to say, do you want... What do we have for time? Do you have any idea? Check your phone. What time is it?
10:15.
Fuck. I should be sleeping. Maybe we just wrap it up there.
Let's wrap it up.
We did good. We touched everything, basically, Pause.
I touched everything.
I know, buddy. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you've made it. Yeah, bro. That's kind of it. Put your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, do all the goodies. And yeah, Al, anything else to send us off to?
Didn't go how I wanted it to.
Are you not?
I didn't want to circle back to, like, when I got in here, I wasn't like, this is what we're going to talk about. I didn't think I'd come to this realization.
That we're going to maybe get walked.
I just wasn't even thinking.
Yeah, you know what, bro? No one is.
And
that's why I'm concerned. No one was 2022.
2022,
this is what happened. No one was thinking it.
But now they get Jimmy. We're done.
Exactly. We're done. All right, we're out of here.